You don't make people think, you trigger reactions. And that reaction happens before they even understand you, before logic, before awareness, before they can explain why they feel the way they feel. And once you see this, you stop taking social interactions personally, because most of what people do around you isn't thought, it's reaction. What people think is happening. Most people believe communication works in a very logical way. You say something, the other person listens, they think about it, they process it, then they respond. That's the model almost everyone carries in their head. But in reality, that model is too slow for how humans actually work. Because social interaction is happening in real time. There is no pause button, no deep analysis phase. Instead, the brain prioritizes speed over accuracy. So instead of fully understanding you, it reacts to you. And that reaction comes first. The moment people meet you. When someone meets you, they're not studying you. They're not carefully building a profile of who you are as a person. What actually happens is much faster than that. Your tone enters first. Your energy enters first. Your body language enters first. Even your silence enters first, before your words are even fully processed. Something already happened in their mind, a feeling, and that feeling becomes the foundation for everything after. In that moment, the brain assigns a category, not consciously, instantly. Safe or unsafe, confident or uncertain, interesting or irrelevant, high effort or low effort. It doesn't feel like a decision. It feels like intuition, but it's actually classification. Why the brain does this? The brain is not trying to understand people deeply in real time. It's trying to survive social complexity with minimal effort. Because if it had to analyze every person in detail, it would be too slow to function in everyday life. So it uses shortcuts, patterns, previous experiences, familiar signals. It asks one question instead of many. Have I seen something like this before? And if the answer is yes, it stops thinking. It locks in a version of you instantly, not because it's accurate, but because it's efficient. Why you get misread. This is where most confusion in social life comes from. People assume they are being judged based on what they say, but they're actually being judged based on the reaction that formed before what they said mattered. So even when you explain yourself clearly, it doesn't reset the situation, because you are no longer speaking into a neutral mind. You are speaking into a pre-shaped impression of you, and that impression acts like a filter, so your words don't land directly anymore. They get processed through a version of you that already exists in their head. That's why misunderstandings feel frustrating. It feels like people are ignoring logic, but they are actually following the first reaction they had. Same words, different reality. You can see this clearly in simple examples. Two people say the exact same thing. I don't think that's a good idea. One person says it calmly with certainty, no emotional leakage. The other says it with hesitation, slight uncertainty, maybe a need for approval. Same sentence, completely different outcome. One gets taken seriously, the other gets challenged or ignored. Not because the content changed, but because the reaction to the person changed before the content mattered. That's how powerful first reactions are. They shape interpretation before meaning even fully forms. Why people don't change their opinion. Once a reaction is formed, it doesn't easily update, because updating it requires mental effort. It means re-evaluating something the brain already decided was good enough, so instead of changing the category, the brain protects it. It keeps consistency, even when new behavior appears that contradicts it. It gets forced into the original frame. So if someone saw you as uncertain at first, Even confident behavior later might get reinterpreted as trying too hard. Not because it is, but because the frame is already locked. Power shift. So the real shift is this. You're not mainly dealing with logic in social situations. You are dealing with reactions that happen before logic. And that means trying to change people's minds with explanations is often too late, because the reaction already happened. So instead of focusing on explaining yourself better, you focus on what you trigger first. Your presence, your tone, your timing, your certainty, your consistency. Because those signals happen before words matter, and those signals decide the reaction. And that reaction decides everything after. You don't make people think. You trigger reactions first, and then they build a story around it. And most people never realize they're not seeing you directly. They're seeing their reaction to you.